this meme where he leans in close after being asked who radicalized you? And the answer is, you did. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino. If I could do anything with this channel, I just want to help change the framing of woke versus anti-woke. It's framed now as if you disagree with woke shit in your art and entertainment, you're a terrible person, you're a hateful person, you don't like people who are different than you. And that's not what it is. Of course it's not what it is. And I think this year, there's been a lot of woke disasters, these PR disasters, and just funny memes, like the whole bungee kerfuffle where they're like, happy Hispanic Heritage Month, everybody, all you wonderful Latinx and Latines out there, and then the Latin community in the replies are telling them, I'd rather you call me a slur than Latinx or Latine. And instead of them, instead of Bungie going, all right, we apologize, we'll just say Latino, Latin, or whatever, they don't do that. They don't even just delete the tweet and move on with their lives. They literally just hide the replies to the people they supposedly are speaking up for, and you see this a lot. Like, why would anybody think that it makes sense? Your audience, your customer base, for Bud Light, right? Why would anybody think using somebody like Dylan Mulvaney would be a good idea to sell your fucking brand? Like, why is it a good idea to alienate your actual fan base or your actual customer base in the case of Bud Light? Why would you do that and not expect it to go wrong? And one of the points of my don't hire feminists to entertain men thing is, they don't care if you make money off this stuff or not. They don't care if it fails. Somebody like the woman who was in charge of the green lighting the Dylan Mulvaney stuff, she got fired or whatever. But a lot of these people are low-level people. These diversity hires that are being brought on, giving their ideas and their input and complaining about what should and shouldn't be in video games. And, you have these companies listening to them or being afraid to disagree, or afraid of having some kind of, because literally you could hire an editor at DC. And if an artist draws a sexy Zatanna, and if this female editor decides she doesn't like how sexy Zatanna looks, and she complains, if you ignore her complaint, she can literally later on say, DC was a hostile work environment because I felt uncomfortable with the highly sexualized characters in the comics, and no one took my complaints seriously, so I was forced to work at a place where I was subjected to highly sexualized women. And like I always say, feminists don't care about sexualization. They just don't like the type of women that are being sexualized. It makes no sense. I'm anti-woke and anti-SJW because it makes no sense that entertainment made for men has to appeal to women. If women like it, fine. But if your target audience is men and what the kind of women they like, it makes no sense to say, my daughter will feel bad that she doesn't look like Quiet, so I don't want to make a game where the woman looks like Quiet. When it's like, why would you teach your daughter to want to compare to a fictional character? Like, why would you do that? Like, did the whole Dove campaign, I already said this a million times. Why not make video games for women with fat characters and disabled women and albinos and, Down syndrome, all this stuff with all these different afflictions, vitiligo? Make video games like that, specifically for women. Make them with storylines where they emasculate men and the women are Mary Sue's and all this amazing, wonderful stuff. Make those games and make it for women. See how that goes for you. You had Elizabeth Banks complaining about her Charlie's Angels film. It was a feminist film. She wanted to do things differently than what the other Charlie's Angels movies and the television series did. And then she got mad at men for not supporting it. They tell you it's not for you. When you don't support it, they get mad at you and call you hateful and misogynist. When you complain about this, and when you point it out, you're called an incel, you're insulted. As a man, you say, hey, these spaces mean something to us, right? These are important to us. You say that and people laugh at you and say, oh, what do you men need a safe space for? And it's like, I didn't say anything about safe space. I'm just saying this is our space. You're trying to take it over. You won't make a character like that Dove ad woman in a game for women. You want Lara Croft to look like that. You want 2B to look like that. You want men to spend money and spend all their time, 50, 60 hours or what more, playing a video game with a woman that looks like that. When they make fun of you for saying you need your own space, they're saying that as if you're being a baby and that you're crying and whining, and it's like, you are the people who lose your mind over jiggle physics. Like, why am I supposed to take you seriously? And this is why I'm anti-woke. This is why I'm anti-SJW. They don't really speak for the people they pretend to speak for. They're completely disconnected from reality. They don't want men to have their own spaces to enjoy their hobbies without their input and their interference. You know, there's no reason why any woman or any girl should be trying to match up to the beauty standards of a 2B or Lara Croft or like even Aloy in the first game. You know, that's another thing. If these women were complaining and saying, stop being mean to these poor actresses and models who these characters are based on. But that's not what's happening. Nobody's like attacking those women. Everybody's saying these are actually attractive, good-looking women, and you've purposely made them ugly. And now when we complain, because we know why you're doing it, we're the bad guys. When you're literally shoving shit into our meal, basically, right? You're putting this shit into our meal, and then we say, this is bullshit. What is this crap? You then go, oh, you big baby, why are you complaining about the shit in your food? It's good for you. Eat it up. You know, so, yeah. They're the people who radicalized me. When I played The Last of Us Part 2, and I'm watching a pregnant woman go out on a patrol in an apocalyptic situation. She's fucking pregnant. Yet she's out going on patrol, and we're supposed to take that shit seriously. You know, forget ugly ass Abby and the fact that they forced you to play as the character who killed Joel. And it's funny to see again this year, despite all the doubling and tripling and quadrupling down that they're doing, it's funny to see that this year the chickens have come home to roost. You know, Bud Light destroyed themselves with Dylan Mulvaney. MCU destroyed it. Marvel destroyed. DC destroyed. And Naughty Dog is having their troubles too. I don't know the extent of it, but I wouldn't be surprised that they completely changed the season 2 from what The Last of Us Part 2 actually did. They already said that they're probably not going to kill Joel in the same way like they did in the game, because Druckmann was like, fuck these gamers, they're going to have to put up with it. He doesn't care. But HBO knows that, look, stupid, if you got these people liking these two characters in the first season, do you really think you can get away with making the killer of this guy the hero in the next season? And the funny thing is, I know no one bonds with Joel and Ellie from the series the way that they did in the game. And they still don't want to kill Joel. So, yeah, it was funny when I saw that bit in Kyle's video with the meme, you know, you radicalized me. Because I've been saying this now for a couple of videos, that Last of Us Part 2 radicalized me, and that I'm anti-SJW because of SJWs. Activists know that they're causing harm to their own causes, but the thing I realized with the Bungie tweet, and I said it already, but the thing I realized with the Bungie tweet and the fact that they hid those replies is that, oh no, at first I thought it was just that, yeah, you may not like the fact that we come on strong, but it's important to us, so we're going to do it. You never believed in this anyway, so we don't care if you don't like it. We're still going to keep fighting the good fight. But it's not even that. This is just performative. I don't care about this either way. And I don't want you getting in the way of my virtue signaling. You know, you may be the Latin community that's demanding I stop. You may literally be telling me I'd rather be called a slur. But I don't care, because I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to other SJWs. And if SJWs need to speak to each other by ignoring the voices of the people they allegedly care about, then yeah, I'm proudly anti-SJW. And the woke can go fuck themselves.